What's up, Naia Naiyah Gang? It's Naia, and I'm back with another video. And by the title, you guys should already know what I will be talking about today. I'm going to be telling my story of how I found out I was pregnant. And this is a highly requested video. I did a poll on my Instagram and asked you guys what you would like to see. So this is what everybody wanted to see. So let's get right into the video. With that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. Hello, welcome, and turn on your post notification bell so you will never miss a video. So it all started when, well, this was January 2020. Yeah, January 2019. I said 2020. January 2019. And I'm not sure exactly what day it was, but I just remember, like, it was real weird because, like, I was having, like, discharge, and it was a lot of it. So I'm thinking, like, you know, this is real weird. Like, why is it a lot of it? It's not smelling weird or nothing. Like, it's just, you know, a lot of it. So I'm real in tune with my body. So the littlest cramp or, you know, the littlest thing that feels weird, it could be something so small, I'm gonna know that there's something off. Like, you know, this is not supposed to be happening. And so I went to Walgreens where I was staying. Well, by where I was staying with one of my friends. No, was I staying with my friend at the time? No, I wasn't staying with my friend at the time. I actually was staying with my cousin at the time. We're just gonna call her T. I was staying with my cousin T at the time, and it just so happened that I was at my friend's house, who I used to stay with. And so I left my friend's house because I had spent the night at my friend's house. So I left my friend's house to go back home to T's house or whatever. And so I'm telling her, like, you know, something's real off about my body, this and that. And so T was already pregnant at the time. I wasn't trying to get pregnant, none of that, even though we all know what can happen if you have sex unprotected. So what happened after that? I went over there, and then so we were talking, and then she's like, okay, well, you know, let's go to Walgreens. Long story short, we walked across the street to Walgreens. We get across the street to Walgreens, and so for my females who get pap smears and who go to the doctor regularly, you guys know when we go to the doctor, bing bong, what do? They open you up so they can see. So that's what they did. And nothing was wrong. I didn't get any results back or anything when I did go to the doctor, which I know I changed the subject, but when I did go to the doctor, I didn't get any bad test results back or anything. Like, everything said negative, so I was confused. So I took it upon myself to go to Walgreens. And so like I said, all my females know that you get swabbed when you do go to the doctor, and they open you with the clamps, you know, and then they use their very long, what do you call it? Q-tip. They use a very long Q-tip, and they swab you with it. So they sell those at Walgreens, but it's not that long. They sell ones that are about, like, maybe this big. It's a yellow, it's a Q-tip that comes on like a stick, and then, like, it's yellow. But if you basically swipe your discharge, and, excuse me, if you have STD or anything else, it's gonna come back green. So I did that. I swabbed. My lips are kind of dry. I swabbed, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. The Q-tip was still yellow. So I'm like, you know, by this time it's something real weird going on. So T was like, I got it in my hair. So then T's like, you know what? Boom. Get a pregnancy test. I said, bitch, a pregnancy test? What do I need a pregnancy test for? That's what I asked her. I'm like, what do I need a pregnancy test for? And she told me, oh, just get one. this and that, and you already did the other thing, it didn't work, it came back negative, you know, it didn't even change colors, so just get one. So she was standing the whole time. She was standing looking at the pregnancy test the whole time. So I'm just standing there, and I felt like it was real weird because, like I said, you know, T was pregnant at the time, you know. I didn't want to accept the fact that I might be pregnant. But it was very weird because that month in January 2019, I had already had a period. Like, I had already had a period and everything. So I don't know, like, I had a miscarriage first when I was 17 years old, and then so when I got pregnant with my daughter, I was 20. So I was having unprotected sex with her dad for that long without getting pregnant again. So shit, I didn't think nothing of it. I'm just like, bald head, oh shit. That's what I said. But yeah, so then I got the pregnancy test. I'm like, whatever. She convinced me to get the pregnancy test. I'm like, all right. So I got the pregnancy test, and then after I got the pregnancy test, I automatically took it. We went back to the house. I took it instantly. I didn't wait for the next morning to pee or any of that. I didn't do none of that. So what kind of test did I get? I think I got first response, and I got clear blue, or I got like a Walgreens brand and I got clear blue. I'm going to enter the picture somewhere down here, or shit, somewhere to the left or to the right. But anyway, yeah, so I took the pregnancy test, and boop, what you know, pregnant. Your girl was pregnant, y'all. So after I took the first one, I threw that shit down. I'm like, who? I'm like, pregnant? What? Me? What? The player? Nah, not me. So I didn't want to accept the fact that I was pregnant. So basically what the fuck I do, I took the second one that came in the box. You already know. It was a digital one, and then it was the one with the positive, and then, you know, the cross, I believe. I don't remember, but like I said, I'll enter a picture right here. And so that one came back positive. By this time, I went back to Walgreens. And guess what the fuck I did? I bought a whole nother test with 2 more inside the box, because I had to be sure that your girl wasn't getting taken out of the game, you understand me? So I went back to Walgreens and I got 2 more tests. Went back home, took those 2 tests, and what do you know? Pregnant. I was so upset. Like, I was so mad. Like, after I got done taking the test, so everybody, my camera died. But getting back into the story, so after I took those 2 more tests, I went right in my cousin's room and I threw those motherfucking pissy tests right at her ass. I was so confused. I was mad. I think I was just more so mad of the fact that I wasn't ready to just give up everything that I had worked so hard for, you know. Like, I had 2 jobs, like, my life was, you know, getting somewhat on track. I was 20, so, you know, I was doing good with my 2 little jobs and shit. But then it was to the point where I started getting sick, and yeah, I couldn't really do much. So what happened after that basically is I told my friend, well, she's not my friend anymore, so we're not even gonna mention her name anywhere in the video, but a girl that I was friends with, that I used to stay with. I went back to her house, and we weren't even talking at the time, but like just before I found out I was pregnant, like a few weeks before that, when we were friends, she was telling me, like, you know, you need to have a baby, this and that, and I can't wait till you have a baby, because my friend had already had 2 kids by this time, the girl I was friends with. So I'm like, you know, like, you're tripping, and, you know, whenever it happens, it happens. Like, I'm not rushing it. I'm not really, you know, like, paying no attention. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Little do you know, I was already pregnant. I just didn't know. So then, after I found out I was pregnant, how did it go? I called the doctors and stuff, and I went to the doctor the next day. I made my appointment, went to the doctor and stuff the next day. They gave me my prenatal pills and, you know, the confirmation little paper that they give you. My moms know if you're not a mom. I don't know if they do this everywhere, but the doctors basically give you verification that you are pregnant, and it says your name and stuff, how many weeks you are, I believe, or how many months you are, I believe, because some people find out late when they're months, and then like when you're expected to deliver. So that's basically what it was. And after that, something really bad happened, which I'm not going to talk about, but I got into it with my baby father real bad, which he's actually doing way better. You know, we're co-parenting, we're not together, for those of you wondering, but that's for a whole nother video. But yeah, so after that, I'm trying to think. I'm sorry, I know I say a lot. My attention span. What happened after that? So after that, I went back to my friend's house, not the same day as my appointment, but like a few days later. And then like I was spending the night at her house, and I remember I was just sitting there and I got these real bad cramps, like real bad cramps. And now that I think about it and looking back, I'm like, oh shit, like, you know, those were implantation cramps. But I didn't really pay them no attention, like, at the time. I just was like, you know, that's kind of weird. I actually think that I had the implantation cramps before I even found out I was pregnant. Actually, I think that was like a few days prior to me finding out I was pregnant, if I'm not mistaken, because I was just chilling and I got these very badass cramps. Next thing you know, I had to just ball up and lay on the ground. Like, I had to literally ball up and lay on the fucking floor with a goddamn baby because the shit hurted so bad. And I knew that they weren't period cramps, but I didn't think like, oh, you know, they might be implantation cramps. I didn't think, oh, I might be pregnant, because like I said, I was having unprotected sex with my baby father for 3 whole years, had a miscarriage already by him, and didn't get pregnant until 3 years later. So I didn't pay the shit no attention at all, period. I wasn't trying to get pregnant. I was just trying to be grown. So that's what happened. And as time go by, I started trying to eat healthy and stuff. You know how that goes. I had morning sickness really bad, like extremely bad. I had morning sickness extremely bad for 7, I wouldn't say the whole pregnancy, but it damn near was. For 7 months of my pregnancy, I had morning sickness real bad. I found out I was having a girl at, I believe, 12 weeks. And then they confirmed it at 16 weeks. And then I believe they confirmed it again when you're like 22 weeks or like 20-something weeks. I don't exactly remember. But I always knew that I was having a girl because my morning sickness just was not regular. Like, it just was not regular. Don't get me wrong. Some people who was pregnant with a boy had extremely bad morning sickness, how I had. But it's real rare. So I knew I was having a girl. I'm like, but I wanted a girl. I really did. I wanted a girl so bad, and I'm truly blessed because God gave me what I wanted, and my daughter's beautiful, and everybody loves her. But yeah, so my morning sickness was super bad for the whole 7 months, and it's funny because it didn't start until after I found out I was pregnant. So like a week after I found out I was pregnant, that's when my morning sickness kicked in. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even keep water down. I couldn't even keep food down. Like, I didn't have any energy or anything. So my doctor requested Zofran for me, which is a pill. For you guys that don't know, Zofran is a pill that dissolves under your tongue, which they have 2. I was taking the one that dissolved under your tongue. That one worked the best for me. But then, like, as if I would go to the emergency room or something, then they would try to give me the ones that don't melt under your tongue. And I'm telling them, like, you know, well, those don't really work for me or whatever like that. So those were working for a while. But then I got to, 7 months, and they stopped working extremely. It was to the point where I think my body was so immune to the pills that they just stopped working. Like, my baby wasn't having it. She didn't give a fuck. So that's what happened. By the time I was, 9 months? Yeah, by the time I was 9 months, I think I really didn't even have morning sickness that much like that. I don't really remember, but I just know that it lasted until like 7 months, and then like it was gone. I believe it was completely gone. And then, what do you know? Fast forward. It is what, September. It's probably like September, because I remember one day I was at the doctor and I'm telling them, like, you know, I need to get induced. My feet is too big. My feet was extremely big. I couldn't wear any shoes. I only had to wear sandals, like literally flip-flops from Old Navy. I was wearing flip-flops the whole pregnancy. My clothes, of course, they didn't fit. I really didn't have no butt. Like, I just had stomach. I was all stomach. And after that, I'm telling them, like, you know, induce me. They're like, you know, Miss blah, 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 whatever your last name is, ma'am, you know, we can't just induce you like that. We have to have a very good reason to induce you. So I'm like, shit, to me, this is a good reason. I barely could even walk. Like, I was having really bad, like, pains down there. Like, whenever she would kick or whenever she would move, like, it just got so irritating. I was so fed up. Like, get this baby out of me. I don't want to be pregnant no more. I just want to see my baby. I'm ready to see my baby. And I don't want to be pregnant no more. Like, get the baby out of me. So basically, I told them that I wanted to change my doctor. Like, y'all, I was going hard. Like, y'all, I was going so fucking hard about getting that baby out of me, my daughter. Like, I wasn't playing. But then it's crazy because 4 days later, a beautiful baby girl was born. October the 10th. That was the best day of my life. October the 10th. 2019, my daughter was born at 8:32 p.m. But yeah, well, I actually take that back, because I said 4 days later. I said September. I take that back. It had to be early October. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it straight. It was early October, because yeah, like literally 4 days later, my daughter was born. And she was supposed to be born on October the 14th, 2019, but she came October the 10th, 2019. So yeah, once she got here, you know, mommy instincts just automatically kicked in for me. I know many cannot say that, but the mommy instincts just kicked in automatically for me. Like, my baby never slept in a crib, which, you know, a lot of people are going to say whatever they say about that and feel however they feel. My baby never slept in her crib. My daughter always slept in a bed with me. My daughter slept on her stomach. She was not a back sleeping baby. She would never stay asleep on her back, actually. She would fall asleep on her back, of course, and then she'll stay asleep on her back probably about 15 minutes at the most, barely that. So my daughter always slept with me, which is probably another reason why she's so spoiled. And what else can I say? I had postpartum, though. I did. I was going through a point of time where I had postpartum, and I just want to let all the moms know that just had new babies, or all the new mommies know that it's very okay to go through postpartum. There's different types of postpartum. Postpartum does not have to be you wanting to hurt your baby. Let me point that out there, because a lot of people think that. And half of the time, that's not what postpartum is. Postpartum can be you feeling tired. Postpartum can be you just crying because you feel like you need help. You know, there's different aspects of having postpartum. So I don't want people to think that it's just, oh, I have postpartum, I want to hurt my baby. So that's never what it was for me. I was just going through a time where I was crying. Like, I was so, not upset, but I was just sad. Like, I couldn't really understand why I was sad. Like, it didn't have nothing to do with my baby. I was just sad. But yeah, I eventually got through that, which I'm glad I did. So it's very possible. But yeah, that's the end of my story. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what else you want to see down below in the comments. Turn on your notification bell so you'll never miss another video.